Hello, welcome to Marriage Working Relationship. My name is Damaris Kobona. Today we have someone special too and very positive about marriage. Karibu.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Gitaujenga and I'm married for 5 years and father of one daughter, 8 months old. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Nimekutafuta, but I'm glad today you're here.
Thank you.
Mike, there's a time you are so positive about marriage that we should see how to handle that marriage and not divorce and separation, or rather. What do you think we should try to be positive about it when, for now, surely the rate at which marriage is breaking is very high? Yeah, what do you think about it, or what can we do to stay?
I think first of all we should be able to see why are people separating, and basically most of these reasons why people separate, believe me, there are issues that can be solved, and these people can come together, discuss them, and find a way out instead of going through separation. I tend to understand that separation and divorce takes a very tedious and very tiresome process, which no one should be exposed to. Secondly, I think before we even separate, we must have had a goal. When people come together and they are married, they become one. They had a goal that one day they shall live together and until maybe do a death do us apart. But I don't see why people should find it easy to separate than to come together and agree on something
And solve the issues.
and solve their problems. Yeah.
So with you think that marriage works
Sure, I think.
and everything can be solved?
Sure.
Oh, good. And now here, Gitau, there is one issue that I want us to talk about, and there's a time I saw you being positive about it.
Sure.
Men tended to move on so fast. Why?
I think men move on so fast because, first of all, I would think if a man moves from one marriage, within a month or so is already in another marriage, that means there was already someone in existence. Because being in a marriage is a long process also. You don't just wake up and get married.
Yes.
You have to go through a process. Basically, I think the man has had a relationship which now might have caused, partly or partially or completely, might have caused the separation.
Oh, so during the marriage, you find it that the man had another relationship that has affected the marriage.
Sure.
Probably the wife amemuuliza, hey, who is that?
Sure.
Na amereact. Ama imefikia point separate, the husband ameenda
Sure.
kwa mpango ama kwa side chick or whoever that person was existing.
Yeah.
And the man, now that you may decide to move on so fast, what do you think these people are going through? The kids, probably there are 2, 3 kids there. They might be going through something.
Yeah.
What do you think they are going through?
They might be going through a lot. Because basically, if the man was the breadwinner and the man withdraws, then these particular children are exposed to suffering as well as the wife. But I think we should embrace and be able to advise these men on how to handle this separation and ensure that we are not subjecting our children into suffering just because the wife and the husband separates. But before that, we should be able now to see how can we make sure that a man does not break his marriage just because there is somebody else. How can we eliminate this somebody else from this couple? Basically, as we had discussed earlier, men tend to look for peace, and you know very well that women can speak up to 16,000 words a day.
Your 16 words.
And basically, men has women. Now, how is this your wife, your woman? How is she choosing the words to speak, the 16,000 words to speak in a day? If the words are destructive, that means the peace has been breached. basically now the man has to seek now peace elsewhere. But there is always communication. There should be communication. If a man finds that the wife is using destructive words or disrespectful words, he can be able to find a way of communicating this to the wife, so that he does not get tempted to go and seek for somebody else. Yeah.
So, me, I'm of the view that that man who feels like he's not ready to talk about what has made him to have somebody else outside or to move on so fast is like he was not ready for it. He had so many alternatives like that of moving out, because this person, you've chosen to stay no matter how many years. There are people who have been happy in as much as ndio watu wanasema marriage is a scam. There are very many people who are happy even in this current situation. Mi nasema God is very faithful. When you let everything to God that he may control it, it will be very positive. Now, this man who is supposed to be the head of the family, anasema amechoshwa na maneno mingi ya wife. There's how you can tell your wife that, by the way, you speak so much. Can you control these words?
Sure.
We are human beings. Tutaskia, and we can say that, okay, which one do you like, and which one don't you like? And there we will have built at least that relationship, and I will go on thinking like, okay, maybe I'm the problem. I don't give somebody peace. Now, Gita, you said that there's that the kids
Sure.
suffer the most.
Yeah.
And sometimes the lady is not financially stable. Now the husband has moved on. The lady amebaki. Sometimes the husband amechukua tungo zake na everything, ameenda. Wherever he has gone, he anajua. And he's very comfortable. He doesn't even call back to Jua. How are the kids doing? What can you tell this? Like kind of a situation, because it is there.
Yeah, it's there.
Exactly.
It's there. So I think, first of all, I don't know why people would move and forget that they have children left
Ego.
behind.
Ni kama ni
That
ego.
is an ego. That they feel like they want to punish the wife.
Mm.
Basically, but that's not the actual situation. The actual situation here, you're punishing the children. And I think men should really consider, before you make any decision, who are you putting first? Is it yourself or is it the children? Yeah.
Now, I feel that marriage is a commitment, then you
Sure.
have said. Now, this man has decided to walk out. When you walk out, you have not cared for that woman. Remember, she cannot be perfect. You have not cared for that woman, neither have you cared for the kids. You have cared for yourself. Because umeenda kujitafutia peace huko nje. Sometimes, jump mkojo kwende kwa nyesi ama from one frying pan to another, and hakuna ikule kwenye kuko easy. Someone said that kunanyesha everywhere.
Sure.
I don't know. Kunanyesha everywhere. So wewe unaenda kutafuta hiyo peace. Now that peace, you can pray God to help you make that peace.
Sure. It's true that most likely people will come into a relationship or into a marriage with a goal of living together for a very long time. And I don't believe there is anyone who comes into marriage expecting that after 5 years will be done. Everyone comes with a marriage into a marriage with a goal. The best way to come to do this is to ensure that you are always cultivating what brought you together, and that is love. When the more you cultivate for the love, the more it grows and the more you keep together. The other thing that might help you is that ensure that you have God at the time that you came into a relationship. Keep him within your journey, and you shall be able to reach your destiny.
In other words, you're saying that we should try to build on positive sides. The imperfect part of me or the imperfect part of you, tuifunikia kabisa.
Sure.
Because when we look at the imperfections part of our relationship, item survive.
Sure. Everyone has a negative side and a positive side. If you focus on the positive side, you are more likely to build your relationship than when you focus on the negative side. Sure.
Thank you so much for watching Marriage Working Relationship. Kindly subscribe.